This week begins a new chapter for the other daily in town, the Boston Herald. New owners took over on Monday.
If you think about the Herald as I do, sort of as a living, breathing organism, and you say, what is its personality? It's easily outraged by injustice. It has a great sense of humor. It stands up for the little guy. Those are the things I think that make the Herald special to Boston and to the people that read it every day. Hopefully that will never change.
Change has been the one constant in Joe Shaka's 35 years at the Boston Herald.
When I became editor 7.5 years ago, I said, I'm not going to manage the decline. This is the old building.
Change led Shaka to the top editorial position at the paper.
Here's the old city room.
And change brought a website and an internet radio station.
I'm Hillary Chabot, here with John Sapichetti on Boston Herald Radio.
Change, he says, kept the Boston Herald relevant.
My view was, we're not going to stand still. We're going to try to do different things. So we created Herald Radio. Radio has expanded our reach, it's enhanced the power of our journalism, and it's been integrated into what we do. And video the same way.
The Herald changed ownership this week for the first time in 24 years. Dan Kennedy, a journalism professor at Northeastern University, accentuates the positive.
It's certainly good news that Pat Purcell, the former owner of the Herald, didn't simply have to shut it down and walk away.
There's nothing sadder than seeing a newspaper shut its doors.
The Boston Herald has long been the choice for Republican readers who see it as a conservative choice.
That identity has always kind of shifted around a little bit because the editorial pages are not where you go to find that real hardcore conservatism. It's not on the editorial pages, it's news columnists like Howie Carr.
Back in 1994, the Herald was purchased by its then publisher, Pat Purcell. The paper's circulation at the time was more than 321,000 on weekdays. It gradually dropped to today's circulation of about 64,000.
They're not appealing to nearly as many people as they need to.
The Herald cut costs 6 years ago when it moved from its South End building to the Seaport. Another cost-cutting measure, signing a deal with the Globe to print their papers.
So the economics has changed, but I think that it's gotten more difficult, and as a result, we have to change the way we do business.
When the Boston Herald declared bankruptcy last December, Purcell hoped the paper would carry on.
People who read the Herald, people who read the Globe, recognize how important our voices are in state government, city government, different angles to sports stories, different arts and entertainment coverage. This is really important.
At the time, it was announced the Herald was to be purchased by Gatehouse Media. But in February, Digital First Media turned out to be the high bidder at almost $12 million.
Their record of newspaper ownership in recent years has been to cut everything to the bone and beyond to try to squeeze out what last remaining profits they can get from those papers. In Massachusetts, Digital First owns the Lowell Sun and the Fitchburg Sentinel and Enterprise. They recently told reporters in Fitchburg that they were going to get rid of the newsroom and they can work out of their houses.
But Boston Herald sports columnist Steve Buckley says it's not all gloom and doom.
Yes, we're a newspaper. Ooh, newspapers are dying. But we're a website that, as a bonus, publishes a newspaper.
What changes, if any, will be made by Digital First Media? Dan Kennedy sees opportunity for the new owners.
Try to appeal to a younger, smarter, conservative readership. I don't think that anyone is appealing to them in Boston right now.
The sale to Digital First Media keeps Boston a two-newspaper town. Explain that a little bit and why it's so important to have that in a city like Boston.
It sort of starts the daily conversation. And I think that something is lost when one of those voices is silenced.
Steve Buckley agrees.
If the Herald went away at noontime on Tuesday, at 12:01, the Globe wouldn't be as good a newspaper. So it's good that we have the two voices.
I think the Herald will be around. I think the Globe will be around. I think they'll both be relevant and strong. But I think that they're going to be challenging days. If we continue to work hard, continue to tell the stories that matter, continue to listen to our readers and our listeners and our viewers now on video and radio, that will turn out just fine.
The Boston Herald's new owner, Digital First Media, did not respond to our requests for an interview or statement. However, in Tuesday's Herald, Digital First Chief Operating Officer Guy Gilmore said the company is pleased to be, quote, a part of the Boston Herald through the next chapter of its storied history. Meanwhile, Digital First is ending its printing contract with the Globe facility in Taunton, meaning the Globe loses one of its largest print clients. A Globe spokesman told us this was, quote, not a surprise to us. What this move affords us is the opportunity to continue to bring our production costs and efficiencies in line. Up next, how will newspapers make money from millennials?
You want something online, you do have to pay for it.